the story of a parent grappling with her severely impacted child's adult future and having to confront what is going to sustain her child as well as herself, and making some tough choices, and that's something that we can all relate to. So just to jump in and clarify that Autism, the musical, is a documentary.
Right.
Fly Away is a narrative fiction feature that I wrote and directed. And Jack of the Red Hearts, that we're here to talk about today, is also a narrative fiction film. So Jack of the Red Hearts is not a doc. It's not a documentary. It's a fiction feature. It's an independent film that's going to be opening in AMC theaters. And it stars the wonderful Famke Janssen, that some of our audience might know from the series Taken and X-Men. She also has a recurring role on How to Get Away with Murder.
Let's not forget that the great character she played in the James Bond film.
Oh, right, exactly. Not to forget that. And Anna Sophia Robb. Right, Anna Sophia Robb, who many of our audience would know from Soul Surfer and the Carrie Diaries and The Road to Terabithia. And what's really remarkable, this is really Anna Sophia's first adult role. And in many ways, this is a coming-of-age movie about her character, who is an 18-year-old street kid. She has aged out of foster care. She gets in trouble with her probation officer, and she's got to lay low for a while. So she manipulates the mother, the desperate mother of a child with severe autism, played by Famke Janssen, into hiring her as a live-in caregiver companion for her 11-year-old with severe autism, who is played by the remarkable young actress Taylor Richardson. So once in, this character, Jack, played by Anna Sophia Robb, thinks that she'll be there a couple of weeks, make a couple bucks, get out, and much to her surprise, she has a positive impact on this little girl. Meanwhile, the family's having a big positive impact on her, forcing the character Jack to confront who is she really, who does she want to be, who does she want to become. So it's sort of a coming-of-age story for her. And that's important because this is a film that, well, for sure, it authentically dramatizes autism, loving a child with autism, raising a child with autism, the impact on the marriage, on the family, in a very authentic, real way. This is also a story that's broader than that, whereas my past two movies, Autism the Musical, the documentary, and Fly Away, the narrative fiction film, were much more front and center about autism. This has autism as the circumstance that these characters are grappling with.
Right.
But it's really a story about love. It's a story about parenting. It's about the challenge love gives us, how it can rise us up past ourselves to our better selves. And it's also kind of, if you will, kind of a caper. You know, what's going to happen with this completely unqualified, kind of dangerous character in these circumstances. So it's, you know, it's engaging, it's entertaining, it's a movie. And we've had the great opportunity to share it with audiences both here and overseas, doing festival circuits. You know, we played in a lot of film festivals. We've won actually 11 awards. But what's been so gratifying is to see the impact that it has not only on members of our community, but to the general society. Now, I am the mother of a child on the spectrum. Jennifer, the writer, is the aunt of a child on the spectrum. And it's certainly important to all of us that we're sharing our story with each other, but it's also really important that we're sharing what our real challenges are with society at large, and to get the message out to, in a compassionate way, say, hey, here's who we are, here's what we're dealing with, and guess what, we need your help. So I think we're all excited that we're getting a mainstream release, and people who are outside of the community will get a chance to see it and therefore maybe understand our community better.
Yeah.